unanimously that he didn't see Allah. But usually we hear this more with those who practice Sufism more. You hear all this stuff that he saw Allah. He didn't see Allah. With the great evidence filed by his own beloved wife, Aisha radiallahu anha, was asked, did Prophet ﷺ saw Allah? He said, never. No one will see him in this life. But indeed, he said so the second time. Okay, and that journey was the first journey and the last journey for Prophet ﷺ to Allah. So why use the second time? And that the best interpretation by the ulama is that he saw Jibril in his full image second time. The first time is the first day at the Ghar Hira, at the mountain of Hira, when he came to him the first day to inform him about the message and that he is a messenger. Remember, he was shaking. We come to that 600 wings on each side. And he looked to the right. He will not see the end of his wing on the right. The end. Also to the left also. And he will look up to see the end of his head. He will not be able to. He's like attached to the sky. Filled the entire sky. Jibril. That's not Allah. Jibril. The most powerful angel of Allah. Jibril alayhi salam. It was so powerful, so strong, so tough. When Allah sent him to destroy the people of Lot, the homosexuals, he came with such a power, and he observed one house with an older man with a gray beard. Righteous. He went back to Allah and said, well, you told me to flip the city, but there's a man there who looks to me like a righteous. He said, I know. Start with him. Break his neck first. Why? He was not part of the homosexual stuff, but he, in a way, he endorsed it by keeping silent about it. You know, I think he's African American. Hakim, was one of the scholars. Used to live in Canada. Quick. Yeah, a good man, good brother. He moved to South Africa. You know why? Homosexual. He talked about it in the University of Canada, or Ontario, or whatever. And they could not believe it. How audacious. The guts and the courage he had in the middle of the university to bash the homosexuals. He said, and they banned him. And he moved. He said, I got to get out of here because, see, you guys don't understand. We cannot keep silent. Because when we keep silent, in a way, it's an endorsement. And when the punishment of Allah comes, well, in the day of judgment, he, will remove the good ones and reward them. But in dunya, it will spank everybody. It will spank everybody. Now, as the Hadith al-Qudsi, Prophet ﷺ said, Allah said, if it was not that little group of people, righteous, continue to establish what is good and forbid what is bad, I would have just let the sky just fall on the ground and forget about the whole thing. So whenever Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy and Munkar is no longer exist, what is the goodness about our life? Because Allah in Surah Al Imran, I believe, He praised us for what? For doing the same thing. For only that. Kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat linnas. You were the best ummah ever evolved for mankind. Right? For what?
Enjoying the right, forbidding
Enjoying what is right and forbidding what is wrong. Bottom line. He moved to South Africa. When Allah sent him, so he came back. He was so angry. And he goes to, when Allah is angry, Jibril is, you can bet, I mean, he is extremely angry. When he came to Madain of Qawm Lut, the cities of Qawm Lut, there were 7 big cities. 7 big cities in that state. 7, either some ulama say there are 7 states or 7 huge cities in one state. Whatever the case is, Allah sent him to rip the whole thing off the sky, of the face of the earth. He went deep the 7 ground and grabbed it from the bottom and took it up all the way to the 7th heaven until the angels, those lived in the first angels, can see clearly the people and hear the sound of their chickens and goats crying. And he flipped it. That's Jibril. He dipped to the 7th ground. Not at the first level, no. He dipped to 7. Allah just told him flip it. He went down to 7, grabbed it from there. The whole 7 state or 7 big cities that used to, do this bad thing, took them all the way to the 7th sky, where the people who live, the angels that lives in that level can see, in a short distance, the people and hear the sounds of their chickens and animals. And he brought it down. From this, the ulama said the punishment of a homosexual in Islam is to be taken to the highest building in the city and brought down. When Khalid ibn Walid, one of the Muslim commandos in Sham, in Syria, used to be occupied by the Romans. They kicked him out. It was brought to him a case of a homosexual. He didn't know what to do. He sent to Umar ibn Khattab. Umar ibn Khattab didn't know what to do. He got at the Sahabas. And they came with that decision. Took him to the highest building and let him come down. Now, let's Jibril. حتى بلغ بهن أنان السماء حتى سمعت الملائكة نباح الكلاب وسياح ديكتها ثم قلبها فجعل آليها سافلها فهذا هو شديد القوة. Took them out and brought it down. Now, also, read Surah Al-Haqqa. Should be 69, ayah number 40. Among the descriptions of Jibril, also not only tough, strong, powerful, but also he was handsome, pretty, beautiful, nice looking, the prettiest of the creations of Allah. 69, Al-Haqqa. Ayah number 40.
Behold, this Quran is indeed the inspired word of a noble apostle, and is not, however little you may be prepared to believe it, the word of a poet.
Okay. Now, noble, Allah, this is Jibril who brought the Quran to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Allah is explaining here, and he described him as Kareem. Now, as Kareem. Now, an Arabic language, is a little bit big and richer than English. Noble is one of the translations of Kareem. but also part of the meaning of